hip hop, hip hop,
Yeah,
hop, hip
bars is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
Ant,
hop,
oh God,
hop,
what's
hip
up with you?
hop.
I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture vultures, the culture something they been into. So if you never gave them a view, I recommend you do. Cause when they question guests, they mess.
All right, then forget it. Moving on.
Damn. Now I think that if that would have went the way you said it would have went, it would have been different. Would have went down as the greatest TV sitcom of all time.
And I don't want to blame, but I just shake my head. I scratch my head looking at BET like, yo, did anybody even say this in there when y'all was doing just, fuck, they had like 10 hours a day of music videos. And I was like, it's black entertainment television.
Mm-hmm.
How come? How come y'all ain't at least go at NBC and be like, yo, can we get this? Can we talk to y'all about this? Can we have a discussion? Because we'd like to see if we could flip something right here. And that's two conglomerates coming together. So, when the little dude down here, the cast members say, yo, could we get that? They can look down on you and say, no. But when you got a heavyweight, another conglomerate coming at you, maybe you have a different attitude. Well, what you gonna give us? Okay, well now we can talk deals, and then maybe they figure out a way to work something out so that okay, we'll give you the rights to go on and redo up a different world, and you give us blah blah blah, or you let us, or you pay us on some returns, but just keep it going if that's important to y'all. Seemed like a slam dunk, son.
Yeah. Another role to kind of get off a different world a little bit that you were one of our favorite roles was Judge in Black Panther.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, man. Talk about Black Panther a little bit. Just the impact that made back in '95, if I'm not mistaken, doing that role, and what the world look like with Black Panthers now in the forefront the way it was back then.
Wow. Oh, wow. There's some cats in Atlanta. There's some cats in Atlanta that's mobilizing and seeming to carry the torch. I forget their names, but I have seen some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know the name, but we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I seen some stuff that makes me go, wow, that feels good. That feels strong. Um, yeah, Mario Van Peebles came at me with Panther, and it was like I got a chance to be that guy. And it's funny growing up in New York because even though it was a worldwide thing, I was I was 5, 6 years old when that all went down, so it wasn't taught in school. And I was on the East Coast versus the West Coast. The Panthers were Bay Area cats, or at least it started there. And I was in New York, Brooklyn, so I wasn't even aware until I got the role and then started reading and figuring out what had happened and how it all went down. Yeah, that was a lot of it was deep to work on that. Just that story, just the constant, infiltration, the one-upsmanship. Like, okay, y'all guys are going to do something here to try to do that, or we're going to put a plant right in there, right in the middle. We're going to we're going to infiltrate y'all and keep tabs on y'all. And Lakeith and I forget the other actor. They have a film coming out that kind of focuses on that movement.
You talking about Lakeith Stanfield and Denzel's son.
John David. I don't know if John David's in it. I think it's
he's not in there, but Lakeith Stanfield is definitely in it. I know you're talking about.
It's my man from Get Out.
Yeah. He played the Black Panther too. I forgot his name.
Yeah. He's playing Fred. He's playing Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
And I think they got Lakeith in the infiltrator role. It
Daniel
seems like
Kaluuya.
Yeah, Kaluuya. Yeah,
Kaluuya.
That's gonna be. I'm excited about that. I wish I was available to go down and rock with them on that because they were shooting in Atlanta and I was in Atlanta at the time. I was just working on something else. But yeah, that's everything that's old. I mean, everything, it always comes back around. Like you try to suppress certain things, and people still find ways to get the word out, and so we did it in '95, and now it's 2020, and they doing it again. So I'm happy to see that it hasn't. It won't be completely lost on a bunch of cats who wasn't even old enough to check Panther when we did it. You know what I mean? So hopefully it'll raise a bunch of awareness and get people to thinking and reading and acting.
Man, hold up. I'll let you go, old guy, real quick. But I remember when that movie came out, boy, we went to damn near predominantly white schools. We had some black people, some mixture, but for the most part, it was white. And when that movie dropped, boy, and we saw that shit, and we went to school the next day, boy, we gave looks like, today, you get your ass today. Panther,
Yeah,
goddamn.
yeah.
Appreciate
I
that.
remember. Yeah, shoot, I had that same vibe. I went to see a movie. Rest in peace, John Singleton did Rosewood.
Oh
And
yeah.
I went to see
Yeah.
Rosewood, and the next day, everybody was going to get it. I was looking at everybody sideways, like, y'all got some goddamn nerve. Yeah, yeah, man.
Not
Yeah,
today.
movies, but you see it, movies, TV, the music, it inspires people to learn and to kind of dig deeper. And that's my favorite part about being a part of this community, this artist community, Hollywood. I guess Hollywood, whatever, actors.
Now, when you played Judge on the Black Panther, and
Hmm.
kind of you was kind of pressured in that movie to give up information, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken.
Hmm.
And were you familiar with people like William O'Neill? And I think he was the guy who took down Fred Hampton. Were you familiar with any of that before you got into the movie, like the infiltration? And then after that, did you kind of like get into it more and like, oh, this is kind of crazy that they would do this?
Yeah, beforehand, not at all.
Okay.
Not It wasn't on my radar. And then once I got into it, it was uh it was real easy because for an actor, the more you get on your plate, the easier it is to act. So you tell a guy he's got this to worry about, and this to worry about, and this to worry about, and this to worry about. And then you get to go home and kind of figure out how you're gonna convey all that worry while still being somewhat cool, you know, keeping your head and working with all those different things. But I didn't know about them beforehand, and afterwards, it was crazy. The nineties were crazy. I went from thing to thing to thing. Like it was like I
Mhm.
was done with that. And the thing with me is I didn't like watching myself. So I didn't really sit and watch afterwards. I would just do it and let the people talk about it. And then I would go on to the next one and do it, and then let the people talk about it. So when I heard a lot about it or a lot of feedback, I knew it was good. There was no internet at the time, so we couldn't get likes or we couldn't get retweets or any of that. Um, but when the people would see me on the street and holler and say I like this or I saw that or blah blah blah, then I knew we was doing all right. And if I didn't hear anything, I was like, that must have missed.
White Men Can't Jump. You talk about Vampire in Brooklyn. You talk
Right.
about Black Panther, or not Black Panther, Panther. The
Mhm.
Yeah.
list goes on and on, man. We definitely watched you throughout time, and that's why I started the show by saying Hollywood royalty, because in our eyes, in our households, goddamn it, you are. And now I get to hear you on my TV sets with my kids playing Craig Cooper on Casey. You just working, brother. So I get my next question would be, what do you got going on? I know you got the series on Netflix, and you're still
Yep.
working, given
Yep.
COVID-19 and everything. What's next for you?
Right now, I'm looking for something. Netflix decided to cancel our show that we did after one season that I really thought was good. Like I really thought this was a hit. I thought it was saying a lot of the right things in a you know in a reasonable fashion as we did on a different world. Like we were hitting topics, but not with the kind of force that we did on a different world, but subtly we touched on a lot of things in Teenage Bounty Hunters, and a lot of people might not have seen it, but since it's done, uh, it's worth checking out. It's worth sitting down and giving them 10 hours. Um, yeah. So now I'm looking for something new. Now I'm you know, I've got the feel.